All right, boys and girls, well, I hope you enjoyed the book about Clark the Shark, Afraid of the Dark. Before we work on our handwriting, we need to review our tricky words. Boys and girls, if you remember, your tricky words are words that have to be memorized, and this list went home probably in the first packet. And these are all the words that we have learned so far, and there was a few new ones, but you've had these for a couple weeks, so they're really not new. Tricky words, and these are all the words, boys and girls, that we need to memorize. And these are words that you can't sound out. Somewhere along the line they try to trick us, so we call them our tricky words. Now remember, these are good words that you could make memory game. We've played memory game. You can write them out on a piece of paper and play with brother and sister. Maybe you could go outside if you know how to do hopscotch, and you could jump on the words and practice them. Kind of make flashcards, anything to help your brain remember these tricky words. So we're going to go through them today, and then we're going to work on our handwriting. It's going to be 135 and 136, so that should still be in your packet. But let's go over our tricky words, and let's see if you can say them faster than Miss Paris can, all right? And I'll try to show them there so you can see them pretty quick, all right? Do you remember? Said. Two, remember number two, make sure you're saying them with me. And if you don't know them, that's okay, but you need to be practicing, looking at them, and memorizing. Love, this is in our new reader, says. We'll see that today when we read, and you've probably already seen it, okay? Mom says, Dad says. Good. Number word one. Done. I know that might look backwards. That's a D. Done. 4. Number word. Was. Good. 8. Number word. That is so crazy. Put. Who. From. The. Why, of, that's an O, sounds like short U. My, your, all, saw. I know it looks crazy when it's backwards, it's was, so we got to be careful. Saw. Tricky word. We call the letter A when we're reading. You. Want. Do. It's a D. To. To. We will go to the backyard and play. To. Some. Here. Are. Stick your tongue out at the beginning. There. Many. Have. Does not follow long A, does it? Another word that is to, kind of like means also. We will go outside. Let's see. To. I like cookies too. Okay, it's kind of like also. Stick your tongue out. They. Where? Give. Doesn't even make the long I sound. Give. All right, so those are tricky words. And again, that list, all these words, boys and girls, you should have memorized. And if you don't, that's something you need to make sure you're working on. You should be reading, remember, each day, and you should be working on your tricky words. So Mommy and Daddy remind you, you need to say, yes, Mom, Dad, I will. I'll work on those tricky words, and I'll work on my reading. All right, so our handwriting looks like we got some coloring today. Of course, we're using pencil, first and last name. Looks like we have our letter that we've already learned before, B, capital and lowercase. Brandon, you're really good at capital B's for your last name and your first name. B, remember, B's have bellies, so make sure it's faced the right way. Trace and make some B's. Row 2, we're going to read together. It looks like we're going to be doing short, 2 vowels go walking. We've got a girl's name. This is going to be her name. Let's read it together. Jill. Everybody say hi, Jill. Look, you can tell a beautiful spring picture there. Jill sees 10 bees. Now, both of those words that had S's, if you need to cover up that S and figure that out, C, or E's, that's okay. Mom and Dad, they need to cover up that and figure it out with the 2 vowels and then remove your finger. That helps too. Boys and girls, do you see 10 bees? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you make the bee sound? Bzzz. Getting to be that time of year where we see bees outside, don't we, boys and girls? All right, again, like we've always done, we trace, we write, and what's that mark at the end again? You should be saying a period. Good. All right, let's move on down, and you can go back and work on these and do your best. Tricky word, the. Big bees will buzz. Very good. And you guys are really good about buzzing like a bee. Again, there's that same word, bees, so you probably recognized it. We know the tricky word, of course, the. All right, so make sure you're tracing, you're writing, and period at the end. Okay, when we're done, we'll go back and color the front, but let's look at the back. We're going to find out the girl's name. Can you tell me what she's doing in this picture? Right, you should say camping. She's on a camping trip. Give me a thumbs up if you've camped before. All right, maybe you've gone tent camping. Maybe you've gone in a camper or in a cabin. Maybe you slept outside, like we saw in our story about Clark, Afraid of the Dark. They were going to have a sleepover outside. All right, so camping. Let's find out her name. It's got a short A right at the beginning. Anne. Anne, everybody say hi, Anne. Look at that. She's all snugly in her tent. Likes to camp. All right. And again, there's that S on the end of like. Like. And then you can move it likes. Okay. It looks like she's having a good rest there in the tent. Tent can be fun. All right. Tracing, writing, period, looks like fun. Okay, if you think that looks like fun, can you touch your nose? Yeah, looks like fun, doesn't it? Always fun to have a campfire and do those things on outside. All right, so front and back, when you're done, beautiful coloring, no scribble scrabbling, beautiful coloring on our handwriting today. All right, so let's go ahead and work on that. And when you're done, come back and we're going to work on our reader. It's the book 4. All right, so be ready to do some reading in that.